Good day, human Ladiocytes. This is the Latios Azurill, and welcome to a nice team building activity on Pokemon Showdown, where I'm going to show you the OU team building experience. Yeah, here we go. Let's build a team. So let's call this OU Team 4. I already have a few of these. So let's go add some Pokemon. Now, when building an OU team, you want to consider that, obviously you can use a band of Pokemon, but you also want to use some Pokemon that will be pretty useful with your team. So, I like to use Chansey because it's pretty decent bulk. Well, actually, well, it's a special tank. Its physical defense is pretty bad, though. That's why I like to give it the Eviolite, just to raise its defense stats. So Natural Cure is probably the best bet for a Chansey this way in case it ever gets toxic poison, or it gets burned, or whatever. You can just switch it out. Any status problem, switch it out, you're good to go. So, the way I usually raise a Chansey is I try to go with something like Toxic, just to get some nice damage off to the opponent. Soft-boiled, so when Chansey gets the damage, well, the damage doesn't last forever. I like to set up rocks with Chansey because it's a good chance to just set up on the opponent. Now, for the 4th slot, that's where things can get a little bit more complex, because it depends mostly what the trainer wants. I mean, you can run... A lot of times, I like running counter. So this way, if Chansey is physically defensive, then the opponent will most likely do a nice bit of damage with a physical move, because they're most likely going to want to attack Chansey physically. If they do, Chansey can counter back and do double the damage they do on Chansey. And it'll probably do a lot, because Chansey isn't the best physical defense. So, counter is a really good thing to put in that slot. However, sometimes I also like to run something so Chansey can actually do some attacking. So I actually do run Psychic on Chansey. Now, it's a little bit out there. You might think that I'm kind of crazy for that. That's why I raised Chansey with a nice special attack stat, which isn't very high, granted, but it's enough so Chansey can put some damage on the opponent. So I also like to maximize physical defense. I don't do as much as special defense because, as far as special defense goes, I mean, Chansey has a high special defense already, so I'm not going to be doing too much work with it. I do recommend giving Chansey a bold nature, just so you can work on that physical defense and just get rid of the physical attack that you would never really use anyway. That's just my recommendation for a Chansey, though. So, now, you also want to balance stuff out. A lot of times I like to go with something like a para-flincher, so a really good para-flincher would be Togekiss. So, it has the, so I give it a King's Rock, so it'll increase the chance of flinching, and I give it Serene Grace, so you have a better chance of getting the opponent to flinch. And, of course, a move like Air Slash, where it's a good chance that the opponent can flinch, or Sphere for type coverage. Just a recommendation. And, well, Thunder Wave, just so you can get that paralysis on your opponent, so you'll be faster. And then for the last move slot, it's pretty much subjective. You could pretty much give it whatever kind of move you want it to have. Go with something like Sweet Kiss so you can confuse the opponent. That's always an option. You can go with something like Charm to lower the opponent's attack so they won't kill you. Something like Yawn, you can put the opponent to sleep. Rest so you can heal all the way up and get rid of any status problems. Or you can go like, for instance, for a Dazzling Gleam, for a Stab. That's always an idea. Extra Sensory, because there's also a chance of flinching. Just in case you can't go for like a flying, if you're going into like a ground a rock type, for instance, Extra Sensory is always an idea. I mean, it's ultimately up to you. I mean, I will go for... I'm tempted to go for Extreme Speed, but... it's physical. I mean, here at least I have the Fairy move, but... what, I'm gonna go for extra sensory, just so it's a para-flincher. That's what I'm gonna be doing here. So I'm gonna try to max out speed and special attack. So I will be raising this timid. Alright. Now, you might want to do something that's going to be a little more offensive since, well, you have your Pokemon that, your defensive wall, you have your para-flincher, something that's just going to get some damage down. So, nice idea would be like going for something like Cloyster. They can have Skill Link. So I'd recommend going for a Skill Link. Shell Armor is good if you don't want to crit, but I will go with the Cloyster. I'm gonna go for the Icicle Plate. I probably could go for possibly like a Mystic Water, Mystic Water or an Evermelt Ice or something like that, just to help out with ice or water moves. But the thing is, this way, Icicle Spear, which has Stab, and it'll hit 5 times, will do a nice bit of damage. Of course, and also, I also want to run it with Shell Smash, of course, because this way, if I have a chance to set up, if I don't have a chance to set up, then obviously I might not be able to go for the Shell Smash. But if I can set up, then this way I'll be faster and more offensive. I'll lose defense, but if I'm faster, hopefully it won't matter as much. Razor Shell is a good stab move, physical water move, and of course, Rock Blast for that type coverage. It'll hit 5 times, and it should do a nice bit of damage. So, I will be raising this thing with attack and speed. Although this time it's not going to be timid, it is going to be jolly. Now, you're going to want to have some balance in your team as well. So, a nice grass-type Pokemon, I feel like, is... Oops, what am I doing? Alright, there we go. Trevenant, because it can have the Harvest ability, so it'll be able to harvest up an item. Well, a berry. This is why I like running it with Citrus Berry. Now, especially in the sun, it always harvests the Lost Berry, which is always good. And it's pretty good offensively, well, physically offensively, so I'll give it like Earthquake, Horn Leech, which is a nice stab move and recovers 50% of the damage it gives, and it's like 75% damage, so it's pretty good. Poison Jab is a good type coverage move. And, of course, the Stab Shadow Claw. Now, I'm going to want to have this a little... I'm not going to try to be too quick with here. I'd rather just keep Trevenant alive. So let's go with an even defense and special defense. And let's go with an Adamant Nature. This isn't necessarily the best way to raise the best or only way to do this. It's just the way I personally prefer to set this thing up. Now, a Pokemon I really love using, of course, is Sylveon. Nice fairy type Pokemon that will help. So I'm gonna give it the Pixie Plate just so its stab moves will be given more will do more damage. Now, I could go with the Pixelate ability or I could go with Cute Charm. Sometimes I go with either one. It depends. Honestly, you're probably better off with Pixelate, because this way, instead of going for a Moonblast, you can go for a Stab Hyper Voice, which will do more, which will actually do more damage overall, most likely. Because it'll become the Fairy type thanks to the Pixelate ability. You do have to be careful, though, that the opponent doesn't go for a skill swap or some kind of like Trick or Treat or Soak. And actually, Soak changes your type, not your ability. And so does Trick or Treat. My bad. Like a Cofagrigus with money, or some move that it changes your ability. I don't know what I was thinking a second ago. You want to be careful, because if you lose your Pixelate ability, then you'll no longer have a stab move, which is why you want to be a little careful. So, Psyshock is a good psychic move, plus it does physical damage, which is useful. Maybe go with Shadow Ball, just for that little bit of type coverage, and I also, weirdly enough, like to go with Quick Attack, because it has priority, though it doesn't do as much. Though in this case it'll be Stab. So, really, what I'm doing is I'm going to be raising this a little bit defensively, because Sylveon can be kind of a wall. And I'm going to be raising it modest, which you might be thinking, what the heck am I doing, because I have Quick Attack. Why am I lowering physical attack if I'm using a physical attack? Quick Attack is for, basically, it's just that slot where if I have, like, if I'm about to lose Sylveon and the opponent has, like, a tiny dot left, then I'll be able to surprise them, and they wouldn't switch out because they wouldn't expect me to be able to just go for that Quick Attack, because it makes no sense logically for me to actually have Quick Attack, which is the reason why I would go with it. It doesn't mean that it's not the worst idea. It doesn't mean it's a great idea. It just means it's an idea. So, and last, you can go with something. I like to go with like a Mega level Pokemon. A lot of times I like to go with Alakazam. But I feel like type coverage wise, we kind of have that the psychic type somewhat covered-ish. So I'm actually going to be going with Charizard. So I'm going to be using the Charizard. Why? Because we already have several physical attackers. We do have special attackers as well, but it just is what it is. So I will be giving this Charizard some moves just to give it some coverage. So Flamethrower is a really good stab move. Dragon Pulse, just in case we happen to be facing a Dragon Pokemon. It's a good type coverage move, though it's only really useful against dragons. But sometimes you face a dragon every once in a while, so it happens. Air Slash is a pretty good move. Special attack, chance of flinch. Gave it the Togekiss. It's a good move. And of course, Solar Beam. Yeah, really. So, because of the Mega Charizard Y has the Drought ability, Solar Beam is a pretty good asset to such a team. Now, I'm not really going to give it speed. I'm going to be giving it some defensive bulk, both physical and special, just so it'll live to be able to attack, and I will be raising it modest, so it'll be able to do more damage, so it'll just pack a bigger punch. Now, of course, when you have your Pokemon, you can nickname them, you can make them shiny, you can do whatever you want with them. So, I can make them shiny if I really want. Nice and shiny Pokemon, yay. That doesn't make a difference whether you make them shiny or not. I don't know why I'm doing it, it doesn't really matter. In reality, it doesn't. So, this is our team. So, yeah. Let's actually do a battle then. Go you, Team 4. Look for a battle. Still looking for a battle. Still looking for a battle. Takes a while to search for a battle sometimes. Okay, so here we go against Keenanth the God, and he is going with Pinsir, Greninja, Garchomp, Zapdos, Smeargle, and okay, here we go. I think the threat. That Excadrill is really scaring me. And he's probably going to Mega Evolve the Pinsir. So I don't know if I'm going to want to start off with Chansey, especially because I can't poison that thing. On the other hand, he might want to start with, expecting me to expect the Excadrill and start with his Greninja. I don't know. But that Steel type is going to kill Sylveon. I can't do too much, but I guess I can go with an Earthquake for Trevenant. So, here we go. I feel kind of weird using shiny Pokemon in Showdown. I usually just don't bother with that. But whatever the case. Okay, he went for Zapdos. That I didn't expect at all. I gotta switch out, don't I? Yeah. I did not expect the Zapdos up front. I will say that for sure. I'm just gonna go to Chansey, because Chansey can actually heal back whatever that Zapdos does. I think this would be a good turn to set up rocks. I don't think Zapdos is going to do too much on Chansey. You never know, but... well, I expect he's going to probably switch. My guess would be to the Excadrill, because maybe Garchomp. Though I'm pretty sure he's going to Mega Evolve Pinsir. He's probably trying to run a Stab Quick Attack, which is scary. On the other hand, I have a Stab Quick Attack on Sylveon, but that's beside the point. Okay, so he is setting up Toxic. That is what he's doing. So, now a lot of times on Sylveons, people like to run Heal Bell, which I probably should have done, but I usually just run Quick Attack instead. Okay, he is setting up a Sticky Web. That is just awesome. Let us switch now to whom? Okay, Sylveon. I'll let you just do whatever you can. He's probably going to be setting up that Sticky Web, so I don't need you getting slowed down. He went for a Spore. Did he really predict the switch? Did he really predict that switch? Oh my gosh. Okay. That's life, I suppose. Well, I guess he expected, since I probably have Natural Cure, it makes sense. Okay, he just set up rocks on us, so now we're kind of screwed with Charizard. Charizard is pretty much, it's just as good as done. Okay, now we set up the Sticky Web. That's not very good at all for us. So, yeah. We're kind of, what's the word, screwed? Okay, he switched to his Excadrill, so it would be nice if Sylveon could wake up, but Sylveon's not going to wake up, which is unfortunate. He's probably going to go for an Iron Head, which is probably going to beat whatever I send out, because that's the way life works. I don't think I can go for a Hyper Voice, it's not going to be very effective. If I can get down a Shadow Ball, that would be great, because it would get rid of his Balloon, and I'd be able to use an Earthquake with Trevenant. Of course, he's trying to raise his attack now. The Balloon popped, of course. I think he's faster, so he's probably, now that he's set... Okay, he's a Spinner. That's interesting. I mean, I could always reset up on him, so... And if he loses the Spinner, he's kind of done. Okay, he went for an Earthquake, and that is that. Now the question is the Excadrill faster than Cloyster? Actually... Togekiss is faster than Cloyster, so it probably is. Would be my guess. Can Trevenant survive a single move? Because, actually, I guess speed isn't an issue, because we kind of already faced the fact that... Alright. If I go for an Earthquake, I'm gonna go for a Horn Leech, just because we're probably never gonna get a chance to use the move anyway. So, yeah. Okay, he switches Zapdos, expecting that Earthquake. But, okay, not much I can really do about that. Either way, I'm losing someone. Let's be honest. He's probably going to try to go for either a Toxic or probably an Overheat, actually, would be my guess. So, he definitely has a big advantage here. Yeah, he went for that Toxic. I am going to be a real rude person and go for a Soft-Boiled here. Of course, he's switching back into Excadrill. That makes sense. So, yeah. I'm switching to Togekiss. He's probably gonna go for an Earthquake, and yeah, he did. Okay. That's good. That's very good. Now, if we go for an Aura Sphere, if we can manage to go first. No, he went for a Rock Slide, and he missed. Wow. Okay. That works. Okay. It doesn't completely get us out of the hole we dug ourselves in, but it's a start. If he would have hit that Rock Slide, though, that would have probably been game over. That's interesting. Okay, went into Zapdos. Not much we can do against Zapdos, to be honest. All I can do is just go into Chansey. So... yeah. If I can lay a Toxic down on the Zapdos, that would be nice. This is pretty much the game we're playing at this point. I mean, I probably could set up rocks, but I don't really feel like it right this second. Okay, send out your Garchomp. That is okay with me. If I were to lose someone on this team, who would I want it to be? How much will Cloyster really help us? If I sacrifice Cloyster just to save Chansey, because then I get the clean switch in the Charizard, but then I would have to bank on the chance of Charizard actually landing the hit first. That's kind of risky, but I don't have a choice here, do I? Because, no, actually, there's the speed raise. Alright. That's unfortunate. If we can... huh. If he misses, which I doubt he will, because that wouldn't make any sense for him to... I don't know, go for a move that's not accurate. Whoa! He switched to Greninja. Why would he set up and then switch? That doesn't make much sense. But, well, that's his choice. I can go for... does Water Resist Rock? I think I'm better off with the Icicle Spear again. I'm not sure, but at least it's Stab. Okay, he went for that extra sensory. That is just awesome. On the Trevenant, we're gonna be slowed down a little bit, take some damage, but that is okay. Now he went for a Psychic move. He's probably going to go for a... I have no clue he's going to go for. He's probably going to go for like a Poison move, probably like Toxic or something. So I am going to go for an Earthquake. I have no clue what he's going to do for sure, but I'll leave him for extra sensory. It's interesting. But whatever, I can just get rid of him with the Earthquake. Oh, we harvest another Picross Berry. That is nice. Okay, Trevenant. It's a good thing I didn't emphasize your speed. So we're both at -2, but he has the web and rocks up. I don't have anything up on him. So yeah. That's unfortunate. Okay, so he brings back his Garchomp. I guess that's okay-ish? I don't know. I mean, part ground, part dragon, so I probably could go for a Horn Leech. It'll do stab, and it'll do neutral damage. Plus it can heal back some of our HP. We just... Alright, we might be able to survive the next attack. I don't know for sure. See what happens. I go for... yeah, Horn... okay. Wow! Okay, we are kind of... yeah, we're gonna lose Trevenant this turn if I don't switch to Charizard. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's probably way too obvious, and he's probably gonna see it coming. But, well, not much I can really do here, because I can't really take the chance that Trevenant is going to be surviving another Fire Fang. I mean, last time it only lost 46% of its health, but the time before it lost 50% and only has 47% left, so, yeah. Alright, as I predicted, that Fire Fang came, and Guard Chomp will go down from the Toxic. So, now the good thing is, if I can bring out the Sun, then it'll, I think it lowers Thunder's accuracy, but I'm not sure. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on that. And it'll... Okay, he's gonna go for a... Okay, I can go for an Air Slash, or I can go for a Flamethrower. He's gonna go for a quick attack, it's gonna be stab, it's gonna do a lot of damage, and then he's probably gonna... I don't know what he's gonna do. I think I'm better off just going for a Flamethrower, because the accuracy's a lot better. Oh my gosh! Charizard with the Survival! Oh my gosh! Yes! Plus, Trevenant with the Harvest ability, it'll have a 100% chance of harvesting a Citrus Berry every turn with the Sun Up. We actually probably can win this now, because all he has left is... Okay, he just forfeited. Yeah. Well, the thing is, we probably would have beaten the Smeargle with no big problem, because... Well... Smeargle has a... Well... The Smeargle doesn't have anything physical, won't have anything offensive, and the Zapdos would have probably been defeated by Chansey with the Toxic. I could have just switched out, he wouldn't be able to kill me from Toxic, and he'd be dead by the time I would be able to do anything. So we basically would have won the battle, so... Good game. So maybe we can have another battle then. Alright, Tootsie 421 has... team looks a little bit dangerous. I see a lot of... I see a very varied type, though I do see a Blastoise and a Heracross and an Aerodactyl, so I don't know which Mega Evolution I'm probably going to go for. Probably, I would guess the Aerodactyl, though I don't know for sure. So, yeah. Instead of rocks, that would do some damage on a good portion of his team. I.e., well... 2/3 of it, but I don't know what he is. Depends on who he's going to start with. Okay, you start with Cloyster. So, what I could do is actually go for a T-Wave and try to paralyze him while he goes for his Shell Smash. So... Yeah, alright. Now I can go for an Aura Sphere, or I can go for an Air Slash. I'm gonna go for the Air Slash, just for probably fast. Okay, good, good enough. Alright. Okay. That thing could have been a threat. Alright. I'm thinking the same thing with Roserade, possibly. Okay, good. He didn't get us to sleep, so now we can just go for an Air Slash. Okay, good. Flinched. Alright. This is how to use para-flincher. Now let's go for an extra sensory, because I don't want to tempt fate and get poisoned, because that thing probably has like a poison point. So, yeah. I mean, Air Slash would do does stab, which is why it's probably a better bet, but sometimes you want to just go for a... I mean, extra sensory is a little bit more, but, you know. Alright, I'm just going to go for an Air Slash here and just hope. Okay, he's Mega Evolving. But it doesn't matter because we're faster. So yeah, Togekiss sweep unless he quits, which could happen. I'm gonna try to paralyze him because he's probably a lot faster than us. Even if he manages to take down Togekiss, which is probably gonna go for a Rock Slide. Although he's not Mega Evolving, so we have that going for us. I don't know exactly how much we're gonna be able to do on the Ninetales or the Blastoise with a Togekiss anyway. Okay, you went for that stuff. Wow, Survival. Survival. Alright. Who can survive a Stone Edge? I don't even know. So you know what, I'm just gonna keep in Togekiss and just go for an extra sensory and just hope for the... Okay, he missed the Stone Edge. Interesting. Alright. I'll just go for an extra sensory and just see how much we can do. Okay, he never flinched. He didn't flinch once. Okay, that happened. Alright. let's just go for an Icicle Spear. Yeah. And he's probably going to go into Black. Oh, he went into Ninetales. That's kind of interesting. I can just go for a Razor Shell, or I can go for a Rock Blast. 75 plus half of that. I'm probably better off going for the Rock Blast, actually. Whoa, he tried to play me there. He wanted me going for that Razor Shell, didn't he? Yeah. Probably did. Okay, so I don't know how much he's probably gonna have a Grass Knot on that thing, would be my guess. So I'm actually gonna switch to Trevenant. No, Hydro Pump. Okay. That's okay with me. I'll just go for an Earthquake. Why would he spin? At least that should tempt him not to switch to Ninetales. So now I can just go for the Horn Leech and just get rid of the Blastoise. And see if he forfeited. Yeah, yeah, that's unfortunate that he would forfeit. So let's just do another battle. Okay. Alright. Okay, I see a very mega evolvable team. Doctor. My guess is as good as anyone else's for which he's gonna mega evolve. My guess would be the Charizard, because I can't imagine going with a Charizard without mega evolving it. On the other hand, he could just as easily go with the Venusaur. I don't know. Okay, starting with the Venusaur. I'm gonna set up rocks here. He might Mega Evolve the Venusaur, which could happen. That would be a big, kind of an issue if he does, but let's see what happens. My guess would be the Venusaur or the Charizard is gonna Mega Evolve, because Mega Venusaur is pretty. Yeah, it's the Venusaur. Alright. Can I switch to you? You won't do as much on the Venusaur, but you know, it's an idea. I can go to you, but I'm gonna need you against the Scizor. He's probably gonna go for like a poison move, so I can't switch to anyone else. How much can Psychic do to this thing? Just wondering. I don't want to leave Chansey in with the seeds, but I don't really have much of a choice here. I just need to know what he's gonna do, because he's probably gonna run a Sludge Bomb, would be my guess. Either that or a Sleep Powder. And I don't really need anyone else going to sleep or getting killed, so yeah. Just gonna let Chansey just scout out what he's gonna do with that Venusaur. Because Mega Venusaur is a huge threat. Plus Fire won't do too much to it because of its ability, so yeah. This can be an issue. Of course, it takes time deciding, which makes sense. Sir, would you mind hurrying your decision along? I mean, really, sir, can you decide? Sir, can you make a decision? You mean, it's been, you know, it's been already a minute and a half. Alright, he has 40 seconds to decide. Though I don't want to see him have to lose automatically from wasting time. Unless he's just trying to stall me out. Which would be kind of rude, but I can't do anything about that. So, yeah. Unless he's just legitimately trying to, I don't know. I can't imagine why he would quit in this situation. I mean, he didn't disconnect, he's still there. Well, he lost due to inactivity, so, alright. Thank you for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Goodbye.